Hello again. I was out doing some work and I was going over the bum case, the case done by bum, and it kept replaying in my head over and over and over. And it's something I've touched on before in things that I've talked about, but I want to make something very specific, and I want to ask a serious question of the legal community out there. Why have you not gone nuts over the sensitive place issue for gun control? This is serious, okay? I'm talking, I know lawyers are all out for making money and all the rest of that. The ambulance chasers, all those bad, things that they talk about, you guys. But the thing is that seriously, how are you not going into a feeding frenzy on sensitive places? Okay? In the decision, it goes back and again reaffirms Heller and Bruin and all the rest of these. Okay, and they very specifically, she talks about it in there, and she says, look, in her discussion, she's talking about how sensitive places and saying, look, you haven't even addressed the security requirement of sensitive places. The security requirement. Now, I've touched on this before. If you are on a military base, that is a no gun place. You don't get guns. We're in the military. We are told when to pick up a gun and when to put it down. We don't have a right to those things. We sacrificed all that stuff, did it? That's a gun-free zone. Now, if the government is taking away your right in an area to protect yourself and property, it must take culpability and responsibility for that protection. Somebody breaks into your car on base, you don't file a claim with your insurance, you file it with the base. They have to be culpable for the failure of security. I keep talking about this before. The government's not going to cry for you. You go see all those shootings. You don't see police crying. They're upset. They don't like it. Great. I know that. But they're not the ones who are going to pay for the funeral. They're not the ones who are going to live the rest of their lives without that loved one. They're not going to cry. They're not crying for it because they're not responsible. If the government is saying you, individual, cannot use your right to fulfill your responsibility of being responsible for your property and your life and that of your loved ones, the government must take responsibility for it. So why, after all of these shootings, have the schools and the states and the counties not been sued up and down for every loss of life? Broken pencil. Don't care what it is. If I don't have a right to protect my property, you're responsible for its safety. You're culpable for it. So why are you not in a frenzy? I would almost think like this would be the biggest thing since ambulance chasing ever happened. I'll tell you what, you want states to take sensitive places seriously? That is how it's done. Hold them culpable.